Ever since the FBI raid on Donald Trump's home in Florida a couple of weeks ago, we've been following the right wing's attempt to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks as it pertains to excuses for the former president. And they really have tried everything, right? They've tried saying that the FBI planted evidence. They tried saying that Trump was cooperating, so you didn't have to do this. They tried saying that this is just not how you treat a former president, and this is a political witch hunt. All of these different excuses, right? But now we've got a new one, and it comes to us from Rudy Giuliani, who, as we know, is facing enough problems right now because he is the target of that election fraud lawsuit in Georgia. Rudy went on Newsmax and made the case that it was totally fine that Donald Trump had those documents with him down in Mar-a-Lago, locked away in the basement, because they were just as safe there as they would have been at a government facility. And that's exactly why he should be able to get away with this without any consequences. Let's take a look at the video of Rudy making a fool of himself.
And now they want to make him responsible for having taken classified documents and preserved them. Really, if you look at the Espionage Act, it's not really about taking the documents. It's about destroying them or hiding them or giving them to the enemy.
Right.
It's not about taking them and putting them in a place that's roughly as safe as they were in the first place.
Well, to be fair to Rudy Giuliani, when Hillary Clinton's email scandal was in focus, he was actually saying the exact same thing. Like, he would go on TV and he would talk about how the emails stored on a private server, those are roughly as safe as they would be if stored through the proper channels of the government. Oh, wait, no, he didn't say those things. Funny how there's a double standard between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton on this issue. But what's funny about this clip is that Rudy actually debunks himself in real time, because he says that if you look at the Espionage Act, it's not about taking documents, it's about hiding them, destroying them, or giving them to the enemy. Well, what exactly is Donald Trump being investigating for, if not for hiding the documents? He brought them to Mar-a-Lago and he hid them in the basement. So definitely debunking his own argument there is Rudy Giuliani. And then we also know that Trump liked to destroy documents. We've heard stories about him ripping up documents. We've seen the pictures of him flushing the documents supposedly 10 to 15 times, and even eating a document, as Omarosa alleges. But Rudy manages in this clip to be wrong about something else too, which is pretty impressive because it was only a 30-second clip that I showed you, which is that he was wrong about the Espionage Act and what it says. Let's take a look at the Espionage Act. It says, whoever lawfully having possession of, access to, control over, or being entrusted with any document, writing, code book, signal book, sketch, photograph, photographic negative, blueprint, plan, map, model, instrument, appliance, or note relating to the national defense or information relating to the national defense, which information the possessor has reason to believe could be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of any foreign nation, willfully communicates, delivers, transmits, or causes to be communicated, delivered, or transmitted, or attempts to communicate, deliver, transmit, or cause to be communicated, delivered, or transmitted the same to any person not entitled to receive it, or willfully retains the same and fails to deliver it on demand to the officer or employee of the United States entitled to receive it. Okay, so that's some impressively verbose legal jargon there, but if you cut through the fat, you see possession of, access to, or control over defense information, and then also being unwilling to hand it over to the proper authorities who are entitled to it. That's a violation of the Espionage Act. So Rudy would have been better served to read the law that he was talking about before going on Newsmax and spewing nonsense about it on their airwaves. And then finally, how are we to believe that these documents were safer than they would have been than at a government facility, or just as safe? Because, why, they had a lock on them in the basement at Mar-a-Lago? Is that the argument you want to make? So the staffers at Mar-a-Lago, the maintenance people, the custodians, they could probably get at least around that area. You best believe they don't have security clearances. So how is that in any proper way the proper handling of documents? It's clearly not. And then we've also heard about how nonchalant Trump was when it pertained to sensitive information at Mar-a-Lago while he was president, even making an impromptu situation room on the patio at Mar-a-Lago after North Korea tested a missile launch, with guests of the resort just walking by, able to see exactly what was being talked about between the president and his team. And remember, Shinzo Abe, the late former Japanese prime minister, was also there, and he must have been absolutely shocked by the entire thing. So all the excuses from the right for Trump on this have been bad. They seem to be getting worse, actually. We may at some point have to draw up a formal list of all of the horrible excuses and rank them from best to worst. And my prediction is that this latest one from Rudy Giuliani, that the documents were roughly as safe as they would have been at a government facility, that has to be pretty high on the list. All right, we're going to go to a break now, but we'll be back with much more of the David Pakman Show right after this.